It was 20 years ago today, Side Pep told the band to play. Well, maybe not 20. Closer to 55 years ago now, that the Beatles released one of the greatest albums of all time, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It was released on a vinyl record, the chosen medium of the day, at a time when the album was the most common method to distribute music, and a single was just the teaser that was released to get the fans excited for said album. Fast forward to today, and the world has changed from purchasing and owning a hard copy of your music to downloading MP3s and streaming for a monthly fee. Singles are now the preferred method of reaching the fans. The album is just something people keep around to feel nostalgic. The game has certainly changed, but what led to such a 180 in marketing and fans' demands? I suppose I could just read you a stat-driven essay, but a story sounds better to me. Music has been a mainstay in my life since before I can remember. My grandmother encouraged me to join the choir and drama and loved to see me perform. I was raised with classic rock on the radio by my parents, who encouraged my musical side. In high school, I would pursue playing guitar, and I found a passion for making music, even if it meant I was the only one listening, or annoying my parents with my new amp. As I grew older and expanded my musical horizons, I began to create mixtapes and burn CDs because it was the only way to feed my need to listen to multiple genres at once. MP3s became popular while I was in school, especially with the release of the Apple iPod. As I finished college, Apple Music became the primary way to satisfy my listening needs, a forum that I still use to this day. It serves as a place to keep my digital music library for anything I've already purchased, but with the emergence of streaming has allowed me to download and add any songs I want to my library for a monthly fee. I now have any song I want right at my fingertips. It still amazes me to think about how far we've come so quickly. As I alluded to before, vinyl records were the preferred method of purchasing and listening to music for quite some time, dating back as far as the late 19th century. This created the culture of the album as a compilation of music that was tied together. Sometimes it told a story, like Tommy, released by The Who. Or it kept the same feel and sound throughout, such as Back in Black by AC/DC. The Chainsmokers are quoted as saying, "An album is a big deal, not just a random compilation of singles." So it has a deeper meaning. Cassettes and then CDs changed the way we listen to music, in that we could utilize the medium in more places, such as a car, a Walkman, or a portable boombox. Music was more accessible than ever. Then came MP3s and the digital age of music in the late 90s. It allowed for even easier access to music, also allowing for people to pick and choose their favorite songs. The ability to have access to music all the time, and society's emphasis on constant relevancy by both the audience and the artist, has created the change we see today. In an interview with Rolling Stone, SVP of Global Marketing for Hollywood Records, Robbie Snow, says, "Traditionally, artists would go a long time between album projects, disappear, and then come back as a big event. And that, in this day and age, we try to keep things flowing so artists almost never go away. Fans want to be engaged constantly with artists that they like." This was most readily apparent in 1999 with the emergence of Napster, a computer software that allowed for the download of individual songs. Stephen Dowling of BBC described it as an industry-destroying genie, and goes on to say, "People were paying a premium price for a CD, which might contain only one or two or three songs they wanted. The lure of free music proved just too enticing to fans." Napster, however, was illegal as it relied on piracy through the sharing of digital music files that were not purchased. Record companies were quick to file suit, putting an end to its short-lived experiment, but its cultural impact and model can be seen today in streaming services like Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. Playlists have taken the place of mixtapes and are shared among users worldwide, assisting in the spread of new genres, voices, and sounds, as well as the old ones we've come to love. Knopper, an editor-at-large for Billboard, tells us, what Napster did more than anything was to correctly identify that the future of music was online and not in the racks of metal and plastic. From large vinyl records to wireless phones that can play music in your pocket, technology has certainly brought us a long way over the past 55 years. With the rate at which technology is changing, it's hard to imagine what new mediums will be used or created over the next 55 years. The future of the music industry is seemingly bright. One thing is for sure, though. No matter the form in which it is presented, music will continue to be at the heart and soul of humans as long as we allow ourselves to listen.